Thing about me is that anytime I rewatch Inuyasha, which is almost like every year, episode 12 of season 1, the Soul Piper, the mischievous little soul, that one always gets me choked up. I love it, but it's like, it's so emotional. It just, from beginning to end, you follow this girl, Mayu, who died in a fire thinking that her own mom didn't love her. And she's trying to unalive her mom and her brother. And then you also have the Soul Piper who drags children to hell. The Soul Piper demon looks like a bug-eyed egg roll cretin who plays his little mystical piccolo. But you really get to see Kagome's compassion for every human being, every soul. Like, there is no judgment. And I like how it starts off kind of like very paranormal activity. Like, she's going to go take Sota on a Saturday to go visit his friend, who is Mayu's brother, who's still in the hospital. He's not recovering because Mayu keeps interfering. And there's stuff falling out of the window. The soul piper demon appears. They're giving warning signs. She goes back to the feudal era. She talks to Miyoga and Inuyasha, and they're telling her about, like, you know, they're going to take these souls, let it run its course. And she's like, I'm going to help this child. This child is clearly hurting and has not recovered. I really resonate with Mayu. Mayu is such a little tomboy. She's very quick to anger, very passionate, feels emotions on her sleeve. She loves so intensely. And I can see her always getting into it with her mom because, like me growing up, you know, my mom always wanted to, like, dress me up really girly, and I was like, no, I'm not. You just gotta understand how, you know, so I can get them butting heads. And then when Kagome talks to her mom and she realizes that her mom didn't know, there was a complete misunderstanding on the situation, thinking that Mayu had left. And Kagome then talks to Mayu's mom, and Mayu's mom is telling her she did not know that her daughter was still in the apartment when the fire came out, because they had an argument earlier and Mayu stormed out the apartment. And they've had these arguments regularly, so her mom's thinking she went to her neighbors. So when she was notified that there's a fire at her apartment, she's going back there to go get her son, who is currently, he was sick. And she went to go get him, immediately dodged out. She didn't know. Mayu came back a few hours earlier. She came back to the apartment and went and go hide in the closet. Her brother was up and he was saying, don't do that. You know, mom's going to be upset. And she hung her scarf over the little kitchen area, which the scarf fell down and started the fire. But that's just so sad. Think about it. That poor little girl was in that closet during the fire, and no one came for her because no one knew. That is traumatic to think about, that she burned alive. And then the Soul Piper's role is just to basically play their flute until the child, you know, feels ready to pass on so they can stop being in limbo. But Mayu has so much resentment and anger that keeps her drawn to the physical world. But the Soul Piper is basically giving her time. But like when the Soul Piper starts opening its eyes, like it's warning time, bitch. Like, it's like, you need to hurry up and, you know, rectify this, or I'm dragging you back to hell. And when that time comes, the Soul Piper will take the child to the area where they have died and drag them to hell. And Kagome immediately is on it. She is going after this girl with help with Inuyasha. Inuyasha did come to get her and take her to the area. And I just love it. She is risking her life out here for Mayu. And Mayu is just first at shocked because she's like, no one's gonna come for me because I died. But they see Kagome, and Kagome is helping her. I just love this episode so much. As Mayu is being dragged down to hell with chains, Kagome is clutching onto her and telling her, you don't want this. You want to go make up with your mother. You want to apologize. You love your mom. This is just a huge fucked up misunderstanding. And you see Mayu realizing, she's having flashbacks, like, no, this is not how I want things to end. She loves her mom. She's screaming she wants to see her mom again. And finally, when the chains release her, and by the way, Kagome is also risking herself because she could be dragged down to hell too, and she didn't even die. But when the chains release from Mayu, and you know that she is going to get clarity and she's going to get a conclusion, and when she goes and visit her mom, because her mom the next morning goes to the apartment and she's looking at like the closet areas, like she's just recapping. Mayu comes up as a spirit and tells her she's sorry. Oh my god, and she loves her so much. And I will always bawl. That episode is so deep and I love it so much. And Kagome still would risk her life for her. His face looked so peaceful, like she was completely at ease. And then when she touched her mom's face and she said she gotta go, and then a few days later, while Kagome is studying in her room, Mayu comes and visit her, and she's wearing the kimono that her mom